presentation of the session. This, I believe, a joint presentation. So it's about at for the majority. So it will be presented by Sampath Paranavithana and Channa Munasinghe. Sampath has over 16 years of experience in the field of information technology, ranging from software engineering to management. He is currently general manager at Zenith Mobile, a multinational company that offers software products and solutions to the telecom industry. Of course, I think local people know about Zenith. Majority of his career was based in the USA, where he worked for Computer Associates, a Fortune 500 company, for 12 years, where he was extremely involved in development of some of the industry-leading software products and solutions. He holds a bachelor's degree in computer information systems and a master's degree in software engineering from University of Houston. And Channa Munasinghe joined Etisalat in 2005 as a brand manager, is now the head of value-added services at Etisalat.
Actually, the previous speaker laid down a good platform for me to start off my presentation. It's all about the network-based applications. I mean, that is where you bridge the gap. Our presentation here, what we are trying to at least plant a seed in your mind, is about how you take this mobile application development to the masses. How do you democratize this? And we also have a case study. We've been working on this project for the past almost 1 year. And we are here to share the learnings of that. So to start off with, in terms of, it's always important to know where the whole thing started from. So does anybody know what gravity and mobile application development has in common? Both were put into context by an apple. So the first slide which I have gives you that context where it always existed, both gravity and mobile application development, but then something happened, a significant point was always there, where you redefine the whole evolution. So this happened for mobile application development. This happened in 2007. I think it was 2007 August, if I'm not mistaken, where Apple came up with the first generation iPhone. And then all of a sudden, you had the word application store as large as life. And then people started discovering what this application store was, and what mobile applications are, and what you can do, and how fun they are, and so on and so forth. So a very good, you get a very good idea of what it was and how it has evolved from this. I mean, I was actually surprised to see Sprint there before 2007. For those of you all who don't know, Sprint is, I think, the third or the fourth telecom player in the United States, and they actually had an application platform, before the iPhone was launched. But what is more important is what happened after 2007. You can see a whole array of application stores, ranging from obviously the App Store to the Android app market, the Vodafone 360, BlackBerry. Everybody has their own application store now. How each and every one is defined is in terms of how many devices that they sell. The significant fact is that this trend is still hot. Why I mean it's still hot is that so far, well, at least about 2-3 weeks ago, nobody had actually closed shop. No application store had closed down solely because of the fact that they were not making enough profits. 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, OV store, the Nokia OV, closed down because they were changing their platform from probably Symbian to Windows. This gives you a brief overview of some of the significant app stores which are there, where you've got the Apple App Store, which is the biggest app store. well, at least as at now, where you have about 300,000 applications. And right now, they have a countdown for the 10 billionth application. They're at 9.9, and they have a countdown going on who's going to download the 10 billionth application. So it's that big. And then Android comes in a very close second. Even as at now, there are more free applications on the app market than you get on the App Store of Apple's. And they assume, or rather they predict, that by August this year, August or September this year, that Android market will take over Apple in terms of the absolute number of applications as well. And then, of course, you've got BlackBerry. RIM lives in this small world called North America, so they haven't really opened up the App Store to a lot of people. Right now, Middle East got it very recently. Etisalat UAE and Etisalat Saudi got it very recently, but that also not where the network operator can charge for applications, but then where you can use your credit card and buy applications from the BlackBerry store. And then, of course, you've got the Microsoft Windows. Right, this is where the whole differentiation, I mean, everybody who came in before me spoke about the Androids, the Apples, the Googles, everybody else in terms of mobile application development. But I think this is where the cookie crumbles, or the cookie defines itself when it comes to democratizing or taking the applications to the masses. So mobile applications in that context are twofold. You have the device-based applications, which are the standard applications that you come across on Android as well as Apple, where you download the applet, and then it sits on your phone, and then you log into that, and then you access the service. The second one is where you have the network-based applications, where it sits on the network. You don't really have an app which you need to download, but then it's also an application which you can subscribe for, which you can start using. So as at now, you have IVR-based applications, you've got USSD-based applications, and you have web-based applications. The importance of it, I'll get to you in a little while. Just bear with me. Now, this is a very important slide. It gives you why network-based applications are required. If you see the number of applications and the number of phone units are contradicting each other. Apple talks about 300,000 applications that they have in their store. But what they don't really talk about is how many actual Apple units are there in the market. So there's a huge contradiction, especially when it comes to developing markets like Sri Lanka. There's a huge contradiction in terms of what they tell you and what you can actually do with it. So it's the same with Java. The problem with Java is you've got enough handsets, but you don't have enough applications that run on it. And then Symbian, again, the same. So there is a huge gap, as you can see here, where the network-based applications can fill. Okay, this is again putting the local context, the developing market context into picture, whereas you have, where you have a significant part of your mobile phones still, I would say almost 90% of them lying in the medium range and the low end level. So these, ladies and gentlemen, are the phones which will not be able to run the normal app or the standard definition of an app. This is where you need a device-independent application or a platform. And as you can see, the addressable market in terms of applications are obviously going to increase. What I've got the figures for as at now is that from this year to 2014, there's going to be a 55% increase in the market. And then, of course, these figures are stated all over. It differs from website to website. It differs from person to person. But the prediction is, as at now, the total app market is worth about 6.8 billion US dollars. And it's going to go up to 25 billion US dollars by the end of 2015. Right. these are some of the reasons why you have seen such a staggering growth and such an overexposure, if you can call it that, with regard to mobile applications. Of course, the advancement of technologies is a given. I mean, it keeps on changing and it keeps on making things easier. So you obviously got that going. And then, of course, you've got the revenue sharing model, which has differed. Earlier, it was all about the network or the operator or rather the device manufacturer trying to define themselves through the application. So they buy it outright. So once you buy it outright, there is no accountability or there is no input after that from the developer. So then you've got one stagnant app which sits on your network or on your phone. But now it has come to the revenue sharing model where it is in benefit to both the developer as well as the network operator to keep constantly improving your application. And then, of course, increase in application usability. Again, data costs have come down significantly over the past 2 years, so that again gives you the opportunity to grow. The native applications in terms of what can be done with your native language has obviously improved, so that gives you an edge, or rather it keeps pushing the market forward. And then, of course, this novel concept of, or not so novel now, of getting your ad money to fund your development. Okay, so here in this context, I want to present to you all a case study. Well, I treat it as a case study. This is a app platform which we launched 1 year ago, where it's a third-party application development platform, independent third-party application development platform. So anybody who's able to, have the knowledge in doing applications can come and basically host the application on our system. So basically, the objective was to develop applications which are relevant to Sri Lanka. One of the things that we didn't have over the last couple of years, or since the time I started in telco, was that you really didn't get any applications which are relevant to the local market. Of course, you had the generic applications, but then something that is, I think somebody touched on the same subject a little while ago about the Rahu Kalayas, about the auspicious times, and so on and so forth, where you really need that specific content. So this gave the developers as well as the public to